I have now done the increases for the heel of my sock, and I have 30 stitches on each needle. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to place a marker here so that we can slide this sock down the cable and worry about doing it later on. We're just going to concentrate on the one sock. So I'm going to push that one down. And now I know where the front and the back of my sock are. So now we're going to concentrate on this one. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a stitch marker at the 15 mark. So I have 30 stitches on the back. So we're going to put a halfway marker at 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And we're going to put a stitch marker right there. And I'm just going to double count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to knit, and we're going to knit 2 stitches past the marker. We're going to do an SSK, knit 1, and turn. And that sock stays out of the way. And I would have a longer cable when I did do them on my own for my own size. Sorry about that. But I thought, being a child's sock, that I would be able to use this smaller needle, but cable, but that's not working very well. So I know you will have a longer cable when you do yours. I recommend 40-inch cable. Okay, 1 second here. And I think I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. See if I can do that. I don't know why it won't. I can zoom in. I don't want to zoom in. Okay, we'll just leave it that way then. All the things I'm learning with the camera. Okay, so we're just going to knit to the marker and then knit 2 stitches past that marker. Now, is that a twisted stitch? Yeah. So it's not positioned correctly. That's something if I come across that again, and okay, so here, I'm going to teach you this. So do you see, if I go like this, it's going to twist that stitch. I have to apply force, which means I have it mounted incorrectly. And I know I mounted it incorrectly because this is the second time I'm doing these heels. So just so that I'm able to show you the steps correctly. So what I have to do is put my needle in like that, and now go in this way, and now it's mounted correctly. When I go like that, see, it's easy and there's no twisting. So if you ever have to undo see, there's another one. So what you can do is you can actually just go in and knit into the back of the loop as well. That is the same thing. See, it's not. Oh, there's a few of them here. Okay. And how's that one? That one's good. And that one is good. Good. Okay. And slip the marker and knit 2 stitches past the marker. And now we're going to do an SSK. So I'm just going to check to make sure that these were mounted correctly before we start. Yes. Okay, so I do an SSK. I slip knit wise, go into the front of both of those stitches, knit 1, and then, or knit them, sorry, and then knit 1. So I've got my 2 knits, my SSK, and my knit 1. I'm going to turn my work. I'm going to slip one, and then I'm going to purl, and I'm going to purl to 2 stitches past the marker. Slip that marker, and now I'm going to purl 2 together. Let's see if I can, there. See, I was getting out of video there, it's getting my hands there. Okay, we'll go that way. Purl 2 together and purl 1. And there we go. And now we're going to slip our marker. Now, some people say you can now at this point take the stitch marker out. I don't like to do that, and I'll tell you why later in the video when we're done our increases. So we're going to slip that stitch. And now what we're going to do is we're going to knit to 1 stitch for the gap. And there we go. And now we're going to SSK. So in this needle, okay, this one mounted incorrectly. We'll just fix that. There we go. And slip those 2 and knit 1. And an SSK means that the stitch, the decreased stitch, is leaning to the left, which you can see here, and an S or a purl 2 together means it's leaning to the left, and that's what you can see there. So now we're going to turn our work, and I'm going to put my knitting down. Excuse me for a second. I'm just going to try and get situated here a little bit better. There we go. Okay. And now we're going to slip that stitch purlwise and purl across. There's to 1 stitch before. Yes, that is Bentley in the background. Whoops. He is chomping on a bone so that I can keep him preoccupied. Purl 2 together, purl 1. There we go. And now we're going to turn our work. And let's just see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So I got 5 on each side. So now we're just going to keep going. I'm not going to talk. We're just keep working on this, and then you can watch. And I might speed it up in the video when I get it done, but we'll just finish our decreases. Okay, so now I am at the last SSK, so I'm gonna slip, slip, knit, and knit one. Now what you're going to notice is you're going to say, but Kelly, wait a second, there's these 2 stitches here. How are we going to do those? When we finish our next sock and go around, we will come back to this and we will decrease that then. But for now, don't worry about it. Just position your needles. So now we're finished with that sock. So now we're going to take this one and we're going to reposition our needles so that we can do this sock. And what I'm going to do is now take this stitch marker off of here and I'm going to position it on the cable side that I just worked. Because now we want to push that sock out of the way. So we'll just say goodbye, go over there, you're done. Okay, and now we've got our next sock and we're going to need a stitch marker for that. Here it is. I couldn't see it because it was black. Okay, so again, 15 stitches in, we're going to place this marker. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Place the marker. There we go. And I'm just going to double count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, and we are now going to do the same thing, but we will be grabbing the other yarn. So I'm just going to take that one over, take that ball over, just to get them situated. And now we're going to knit the next and give that stitch, you know, give that a good tug when you do the first 2 stitches. And get this one. Now I was picking up these stitches, so there we go. And just like before, you're going to work 2 stitches past the marker. Some of these are mounted Eastern style, they call it. Quite a few of them. I've done this once already and I had to pull that out because I wanted to make sure I was correct in my demonstration. Okay, so now we're going to knit 2 stitches past the marker. And now we're going to SSK, which I just want to fix the mounting of these stitches. There we go, so SSK, knit 1, and turn our work. And now we're just going to keep doing what we did before. and I will see you when I'm done. Okay, so we are now coming up to our last SSK. So we're going to slip that one, slip that one, and knit one. And again, the same thing as on the previous sock. We have 2 stitches here on the other side of the gap. And when we go around and come back, we will be decreasing those. If we were to do it now, then our stitches, our needles would be facing the wrong way. So we're going to turn our work for magic loop. And we've got our stitch marker here now, so we can just go like this and then pull on that needle. There we go. Now we've got our stitches, or our stitches positioned correctly. And we'll slide these on, because now we are dealing with both socks. And there we go. Okay, so now we have finished all our decreases for our heel turn, and now you're going to say to me, well, there's too many stitches on these heel stitches, Kelly. There's supposed to be 16 on each side, and what we have is I believe we have 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we have 9 here, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we should have 8 on either side of the stitch marker, and the same here. So what we're going to do is we are going to get rid of this stitch with the gap on the initial decrease round, and then we'll still have to do one more round and decrease so that we are back to 16 stitches on each side. So I'm going to turn my work, and we are going to knit across our instep stitches, and those are 16 on each side. Turn our work. That. And now we have to do our decrease. So we're going to do a knit 1, and then we're going to do a knit 2 together. I'm just going to make sure those are mounted correctly. Nope. There we go. So now we're going to do a knit 2 together. And knit across. And there it is. See, it's a right leaning decrease. And the reason I like to leave the stitch marker in is because this is where it's really useful. So I know that when I count my stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I still have 1 extra on this side that I'm gonna have to decrease when I come back around. Whereas on this side of the stitch marker, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hang on 1 second here. 5, 6, there we go, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we still have that 1 extra. So we're going to knit 1. And now what we're going to do, actually we're not going to knit 1, sorry. We're 1 stitch there before the gap. So we're going to do our SSK. And knit 1. And there we go. So now we're going to work onto this one. Same thing. We'll pick up our other yarn, and there is our gap. So what we should have done on that other sock, which I'll do correctly here, is we should have knit 1 and then done our knit 2 together. I'm not sure if I did that or not on the first sock. Sometimes I knit on autopilot there. And now we're going to knit across. And again, you can count your stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that means we got to do 1 more decrease on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again 7, 8, 9. So we're here at the gap. So we're going to do our SSK. Mounted wrong. There we go. Knit into the front of those stitches and knit 1. Okay, so there, we're getting closer. So now we have to go and turn our needles again. And now we're going to knit the front of these instep stitches again, and then I'll meet you back at the heel. We are back at the heels of our sock, and when I count, I have an extra stitch on this side. I have 8 on this side. Again, I have 9 on this side and 8 on this side. So I need to decrease 1 stitch on this side and this side. And again, that's why I like the stitch markers, because I know by leaving them there, I know what side I need to decrease. Other videos will tell you to remove that stitch marker, but I find keeping it in, as much as it can be a nuisance at times, I find it very helpful. So I'm gonna pull out my needle and I'm going to do a knit two together. And then I will just knit across, and I will get to the other sock and I will do a knit two together as well. Now we have completed the heels of our socks. Congratulations. And what you can do now is turn your work and start at the instep stitches and do a few rounds. I'm doing ribbing, knit 2, purl 2, just so that I don't really have to do a substantial cuff, as these are just sample socks for the demonstration. And you can do a few rounds of ribbing, and then I will show you in the next video how to cast off. So you did it. Look, we have a heel. We have a heel. Look at that. Both socks. So there you go. All done.